me Simi and welcome to another exciting episode of La Maison L'Oréal Paris, your one stop for everything beauty. So I hope you guys have enjoyed all of the videos that we've created for you so far and you've also given them a try. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit on the notification bell so that you are notified and updated every time we upload a new video, and you're also updated with all of the latest makeup trends, beauty products and skincare products that L'Oréal Paris has to offer. Now it's Christmas time, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and no Christmas is complete without a Christmas tree, some presents and a holiday inspired makeup look. Now if you aren't feeling very festive, I'm sure this makeup look will put you in festive spirits, and to help me out today I'm going to be calling Ankita Chaturvedi, with whom we started out our journey. So without wasting any more time, let's call Ankita. Hi Ankita, how are you doing? Welcome back to our channel.
Hi Simi, thanks for having me back. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good too. It just feels like yesterday we shot our first video with you on La Maison L'Oréal Paris. Time has just flown by so fast.
I agree. This year has just gone by so quickly, and I vividly remember the first time, we shot together our first video. So tell me, what do you have planned for us today?
Okay, so I was thinking, since it's Christmas, let's do something more Christmassy to just like get into the whole vibe of Christmas.
I love that idea. I'm really excited. So should we get started?
Yes, let's get started. But before that, I have a question for our viewers. Let us know in the comment section which has been your favorite La Maison video on our channel. So to begin with our makeup today, I have the first product, which is the L'Oréal Paris Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I'm going to be using the shade 150 Radiant Beige.
And I'm using the shade 260 Golden Sun.
Okay, so I'm going to take like one pump of this foundation and start applying it with my blender. So Ankita, tell me, have you ever bought a wrong shade of foundation?
Many times when I was just starting out my makeup journey, and I used to think like there's something wrong with the foundation, but I was just not choosing the shades correctly, and that was the reason why my base would never look like natural and my skin like color. A lot of people unknowingly make this mistake that they swatch on their the back of the palm or on their wrist, but you need to really match your foundation shade to your face and your neck. So what I now do is I always test it across my cheek up till my jawline, and if the color sort of disappears perfectly, I know that I've got the perfect match for myself.
Yeah, I think also there was this problem of not having enough shades, but now I think brands do have enough shades, so it's very easy to actually get your perfect shade of foundation. It's all about matching it and knowing how to match the foundation to your skin.
I completely agree. Also the matter of undertones, as Indian women we have a lot of sort of warm yellow golden kind of undertone, and because of the lack of shades earlier, a lot of us were choosing more pink and peach tones, and that's why our face did not look fresh after applying foundation. Whereas right now I'm really happy with how fresh my skin looks after I've done one side, and I'm just going to finish up this side now.
And with that, I'm done. Ankita, what about you?
I'm just blending it on my forehead. So I'm using a combination of a small brush and my fingers. This foundation actually works with so many different tools, and I'm going to take it down my neck as well. So now that our foundation is done, we're going to move on to concealer. I'm going to be using the L'Oréal Paris Infallible Full Wear Concealer today.
Same, I'm going to be using the L'Oréal Paris Full Wear Concealer too. So Ankita, I've had a very similar experience but with concealer. So earlier I used to think that you have to go for a lighter shade of concealer, but that used to always get me grey patches on my skin, and I never really understood what the problem was, because I used to only think that you have to get a lighter shade and only that will help in concealing and hiding your pigmentation and spots, but I was wrong. You have to actually get your shade of concealer if you want to hide pigmentation and dark spots and blemishes, and then if you want to use a brightening concealer to sort of brighten up your T-zone, then you go for a shade or two lighter to sort of brighten up your face, so that's I think another basic myth that people have about concealers.
I I know, and I've made the same mistake. And now I know that you have to find the concealer that matches your skin tone, and that's how you conceal, like you mentioned, the imperfections. And I've almost concealed, and I'm going to take your tip where you mentioned how you can use a lighter shade to give your face a bit of structure, do some highlighting, and that's what I'm going to do today.
Great. So even I've sort of concealed my dark spots in all of the areas where I have slight blemishes and acne scars. Okay, so Ankita, I'm done concealing my dark spots and blemishes. I'm going to move on to a lighter shade now to just sort of highlight my T-zone. And I'm going to start with the bridge of my nose, a little bit here around my eyes.
I'm doing the same, going with a slightly lighter shade.
Okay, so you know what, Ankita, I was just going through all of the predictions for makeup trends in the coming year, and it seems like luminous, healthy skin and like, you know, makeup which looks more like your skin is going to be like the trend for 2021, and I'm really actually looking forward to that.
I think that makes complete sense to me because skincare has been a big highlight in 2020. So it makes sense that next year the trend for makeup as well becomes more about skin that looks healthy, fresh, glowing. And I've always been a fan of that look, so I'm really happy I can explore that a little more in 2021 now.
Yeah. Even I'm actually looking forward to that because I've never personally been like a fan of full coverage makeup. It's more of like dewy, sheer, natural looking makeup that I tend to gravitate towards, and I'm actually very kind of looking forward to this trend now.
Me as well.
Okay, so I'm done with highlighting my face as well, Ankita. Let's move on.
I'm done as well. Let's move on to the next step.
Okay, Ankita, now that we're done with concealer, let's move on to our eyes. What do you suggest we should do with our eyes?
I think because it's Christmas, we should definitely do a red lip, and I absolutely love the classic combination of a red lip with a nice winged eyeliner. So let's do that. What do you think, Simi?
Okay, I'm totally game for that. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris Super Liner Gel Intensa, and I think it's going to be perfect to get that nice pigmented wing liner.
I'm going to use the same liner, and then I'm going to follow it up with the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara.
So Ankita, speaking of makeup trends, I feel like brown smoky eye is another trend to watch out for in 2021. What do you think?
Simi, I love a brown smoky eye. I think it was the first thing I learned to do because black is always nice, but it can be a little too intense, and brown just works for everyone, and it can also just work for any occasion really. What do you think?
I love a brown smoky eye too. I feel like it's very beginner friendly. As you said, like black can be a bit more intimidating for beginners. So brown is, like very natural. You can play around with it a lot. You could just add a bit of shimmer to it and make it more festive. And you can also just play it down with just a slight hue of brown on your eye for that everyday natural look. So it works both ways, to be honest.
That's a really good point, and that's something I do as well. In day to day, I do like a very soft wash, so you just have this nice haze, this light sultriness, but it's not too intense.
Yeah. And what other look do you think is going to make a comeback, or is going to be like completely new in the next year?
I think there's one trend which is quite interesting, and that's a two-tone lipstick. You basically use two different colors, one on the top lip, one on the bottom lip, and it's a very playful and fun, quite experimental. Have you ever tried it?
I've honestly never tried it, although it sounds really fun and playful. And why not, I mean, definitely we can give it a try though.
Yeah.
Okay, Ankita, so I'm done with my liner. Let's move on to the mascara, and I'm also going to be using the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. And I really love this mascara because it gives you length and volume all in one go. And there's this common misconception that people feel you have to go over your lashes like 3 to 4 times to get like enough length and volume, but in fact that just ends up making your lashes look really clumpy and stiff. So if you have like a good mascara, that will give you length and volume in just like one go.
Simi, that has actually happened to me where I've just put lots of coats of mascaras, and I'll tell you, it's not a good look. You end up getting very heavy lashes and they look really clumpy, and it's not a good look at all. So the right mascara is really important to get, you know, beautifully fanned out, long and thick lashes. And when it comes to choosing the right mascara, there are two things you need to factor in: the brush and the formula. Now, one of the things I love about this is its unique hourglass shape, and it's got this arrangement of wavy fibers which helps in encapsulating each lash really well, so you don't really need more than a single coat.
Also, as you said, the formula is equally important. So the formula of this mascara is actually very hydrating and moisturizing, so that, you know, your lashes don't really end up looking stiff. So they do look natural, they've got enough volume and length. At the same time, it's not, you know, very stiff looking. So I think with that I'm done with my lashes too.
I've only done one side, and I just want to show you what a massive difference just one coat makes. And I always do my top as well as my bottom lashes. It just really opens up your eyes, and I'm just going to finish up the other eye now. Okay, so now that we are done with the eyes, it's time for the lip. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris Rouge Signature Matte Lipstick, and I have the shade I Am Worth It, which is one of my most used reds.
This is one of my absolute favorites too. I think this is a very good red shade.
I find red to be like an instant mood booster. It also just freshens up your face, completely lifts your face. It's a bit unfortunate that a lot of people feel like red is not for them, and it comes down to not choosing the right shade for your complexion.
I totally agree with you on that, Ankita. I feel like red is for everyone. It's all about picking the right shade of red that will suit your undertone and your skin tone. So yeah, I mean, if you've understood your undertones, it just gets very easy. So if you're like you know, in the cooler undertone, I think you should look for reds that have slight hues of blue in it. If you're a warmer undertone, then I think you should go for reds that have slightly orangish tone to it. And if you're like a neutral, I think it's pretty easy. You can just go for whatever shade of red that you like, and that will suit you really well. So it's all about picking the right shade of red. That's what I feel.
That was so helpful, Simi. I'm sure this will help a lot of people in picking that right shade for their complexion. So I'm done with the lip, and I instantly feel just so much more glamorous. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely, Ankita. This red has actually put me in the mood for Christmas.
Absolutely. So now that our lips and eyes are done, it's time to add a little bit of color to the cheeks. I'm going to use the same lipstick, and I'm just going to add just a tiny bit of color on the apples of my cheeks.
I'm gonna do the same. Just gonna apply a bit on my hand first, and then using a blender, I'm gonna just like sort of smudge it on my cheeks.
That's a really good technique. I'm actually just, I made like 3 tiny dots on my cheek, and I'm just using my finger to pat and blend it in.
I love how the formula actually works equally well as a blush too, you know. It's just so easy to work with.
Absolutely. It's very blendable, and it perfectly doubles up as a blush.
Okay, now to add a bit of glamour to our face, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Paris Le Barre Blush Highlighter in the shade Be Brave, and I feel like the champagne color is going to give us the drama and the glamour that we're looking for. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this and apply it on the high points of my face. So Ankita, tell me, how do you generally spend Christmas? What do you do?
Well, in the past it was just quite low-key, but now it's usually like a really nice cozy family gathering with my fiance and his parents. We have nice food, we have some Christmas music in the background. It's usually quite fun and really warm and nice with the family.
That sounds nice.
What about you, Simi? What do you usually do for Christmas?
I generally celebrate with my friends. We hang out, we, you know, like do the usual stuff, but that's what we do. It's like the holidays, and New Year's is like, you know, right after Christmas, so that's what we generally end up doing mostly.
That sounds fun as well.
Okay, so with that I am done with my blush as well as my highlighter.
And with that I am done as well. And with that, we have finished the look. I'm definitely getting that Christmas holiday vibe. What do you think, Simi?
Yeah, it's looking a lot like Christmas already. Thank you so much, Ankita, for doing this and for teaching us some really nice hacks.
Thanks for having me, Simi. It was so much fun, and it always has been so much fun creating looks with you. Happy holidays. Bye.
Happy holidays, Ankita. I'll see you soon. Bye. And with that, it's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed the makeup look that we've created. All of the products that I've used today are mentioned in the description box below. And before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit on the notification bell so that you are notified and updated every time we upload a new video on La Maison L'Oreal Paris. And also that you stay updated with all of the latest makeup trends, beauty products and skincare products that L'Oreal Paris has to offer. It's been so much fun creating all these videos for you guys. I hope you had fun too. That's it. Signing off now. Bye.